We're back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel here for May 21st. We've got pretty much every single team playing today in Major League Baseball, some early games, some late games, and we've got you covered pretty much throughout the entire day. There should be a game and best bet for every part of the day today on Wednesday, so get ready for some all day long baseball. And folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Yesterday we posted our game number 1 predictions between the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks. Yesterday, we got the Oklahoma City Thunder correct against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yesterday's bets for the MLB were our best, and I'm going to be transparent with you guys today. There was no player prop I liked. Well, I liked a third money line more. So there's going to be no player props in this entire video. Just warning you guys on that. Tomorrow, it's going to go back to the normal format. There was just a third money line late in the day that I couldn't pass up on. You guys might know what it is, but we'll get to that at the end of the video. So again, folks, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. As we get on now to the first of our 5 best bets for today, we kick things off with our early game at 10 o'clock here on the West Coast. Tigers versus Cardinals. If we ever get the Tigers in a position like this, we take the Tigers. I mean, that's just kind of a rule for me at this point, right? Unfortunately, our Pittsburgh Pirates rule didn't turn out to be yesterday because the Cincinnati Reds are incompetent and they can't hit the baseball. I did consider going Pirates money line today just because of Heaney on the mound versus Brady Singer, but yeah, I want to get away from that series. Going Detroit, St. Louis to start the day, and we are taking the Detroit Tigers. They're just better than the Cardinals, okay? Pitching matchup tonight, it's a bullpen day for the Tigers. It will be Brant Herter starting things off for them, but again, this is nothing but a bullpen day for Detroit and for St. Louis. They will be going with their righty, the 26-year-old Andre Payante, 4.11 ERA so far in the season for him. He's a guy that's going to get knocked up a little bit, though. I mean, he's going to give up hits. It's just a matter of what Payante can do to avoid the run damage, and I think Detroit's a good enough offense to the point where they are going to be able to capitalize. They're going to score. If they can get guys on base against Payante, they are going to score. Now, I think the difference between Andre's last 2 starts and what he's done, throughout the entire season is the walks. His last 2 starts have been his best starts of the year against the Nationals and the Kansas City Royals, both on the road. In DC, he goes 7 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 homer, 7 strikeouts, 0 walks is key. Next start in Kansas City, 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 homer again, 4 Ks. But again, 0 walks. You look at his starts that weren't that great to start the year, or in the middle of the year so far, I guess. Against the Mets in St. Louis, he goes 3 1/3, 9 hits, 4 runs, 4 walks. Again, he only goes, 10 outs in that game? So I think that's the big factor here with Payante. Look at his start against the Braves, 4 1/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 walks. Again, only goes 13 outs. It's really the walks that I think is a big thing with Payante, and I really like this Detroit team. Again, they are a straight-up platoon squad, obviously, right? So righty on the mound, and Payante means here come the lefties. You're not going to see a Justin Henry Malloy in this game, obviously. You're going to see Kerry Carpenter batting at the top of the lineup. You're going to see Zach McKinstry. You're going to see Riley Green, obviously, who's always batting in the 4. You're going to see Akil Baddoo likely starting, and a potential Andy Ibanez appearance later in the game, right? That's just what Detroit does. There are very limited guys who play every single day. Obviously, right? Green's one of those guys. Torres, Javi Baez now is one of those guys. Torque, but obviously those guys is, spot in the order. Just depends on the pitching matchup per day. Again, we say it all the time. That's just AJ Hinch baseball, right? Bullpen day for the Tigers, I'm okay with that. I like their bullpen a lot. Again, it doesn't really concern me too much. It does allow, again, for more AJ Hinch baseball. It allows we can play the matchups the entire game. We've seen Detroit do this in the postseason as well. Again, last year in their little, miracle run, right? It allows AJ Hinch to play matchups the entire baseball game, which honestly, I don't mind because, again, it's everything we've got to win this one game. And I really don't mind betting the Tigers. And again, I've spoken at length this season about how much I like Detroit. This is still a elite team in the American League. They are 32-17. They're very good. We're going to continue to, keep fading the squad because tailing this team because they're great, right? And the way that they platoon guys, I think, really works for them. And look at St. Louis, right? Yesterday, we did hit our best bet for this particular game. We had Tarek Skubal in the over strikeouts. It was 6.5. He had 8 of them in 5 2/3 innings. I told you guys yesterday that felt like a weird discounted line that we got, and obviously it came out for us. But I look at the St. Louis lineup, I'm still not impressed, right? Brendan Donovan's been good this season. Mason Wynn's been good in spots. Arenado can be really good. He was good yesterday with the home run. But as a whole, I like what Detroit offers a lot more. I mean, Kerry Carpenter's been great this year. Gleyber Torres has been amazing. I mean, look at the top 4 guys on this team's lineup, right? Kerry Carpenter's batting .283 in the leadoff role. Gleyber's batting .283 in the 2 spot. McKinstry's batting .290 in the 3. And then Riley Green's batting .286 in the 4. And then Javi Baez is batting in the lineup, batting 285. I mean, there's just so many great hitters in this lineup. And again, they can go platoon the entire game. They get Jake Rogers back. They got him back yesterday. We'll see if he plays today or not. But I like Detroit a lot in this spot. Again, the bullpen game does not concern me at all. If they can just get guys on base against Payante, oh my goodness, yes, they will have that Cardinals team in trouble. I firmly believe that. So give me Detroit in this spot. I like the Tigers on the road. I don't fear the bullpen at all. And I don't fear Andre Payante as well. So give me the Detroit Tigers to win the series. It's 1-1 going into today's game, and we're taking the Tigers to close things out, or at least just win the series in general. Give me Detroit money line. They are dogs at -105 to go to St. Louis and finish out the series with the victory. Let's go on to our second best bet of the video. Let's just keep our fingers crossed this game gets played, okay? So, Twins Guardians. They have not completed a full game yet in this series. So, we'll take you back to Monday, the first game of this 3-game set. We actually had the Nerfy for that game. That game still is not finished. We had the Nerfy. It did not go our way regardless. Runs were scored in the first inning. Anyways, that game, I believe they played 6-ish innings, I think. Anyways, they were going to finish that game yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. They're going to play a doubleheader. They got rained out yesterday as well. So they still haven't completed one game. They postponed essentially yesterday's game, I think. Yesterday's game is now in September, and now they're going to resume the game on Monday today, early in the morning at like 10, and then we have the second game today here with Twins and Guardians. We have the game that has the pitching matchup of Gavin Williams versus Chris Paddock. That's the one I want to go to. So again, fingers crossed this game actually gets played. I think it's tentatively scheduled from anywhere around noon to 12:30, at least on the West Coast, so that's 2:30 out there, I believe. Yes, that's 2:30, 2 or 2:30 out in Central Time Zone. So we'll see. I hope it gets played. But if it does, we are taking the Minnesota Twins. I feel like this is a great line for us personally. Obviously, Minnesota's right coming off of that big win streak. They lose to Milwaukee, the final game of that, or that road trip. Freddie Peralta gets them. When that game does continue against the Guardians from Monday, the Twins are up 2-1. Again, we're not betting on that game at all, but I'm just saying there's a potential for another victory there. That game did get stopped in the 4th, so there's a lot of time left to be played and a lot of baseball left to be played in that game as well. But simply put here, guys, right now I like the Twins bats a lot more. I just do. I've told you guys my dilemma with Cleveland all the time. They're on a 4-game losing streak right now. Could be 5 if Minnesota gets them in the first half of the doubleheader today. You know my dilemma with this team. I think Steven Kwan's great. I think J. Ram's great. No one else in this lineup fears. I don't fear anybody else in this lineup. Yes, there are going to be hits that come through for Cleveland at some points in the game, 100%. But the only guys I am every time down the order, I'm like, ah, crap, here they come. It's Steven Kwan and it's Jose Ramirez. The rest of the lineup, I don't fear. Okay, that's just the way I feel about Cleveland. I'm just going to be honest with you. And look at Minnesota right now. Again, on paper, this team doesn't blow you away, but my goodness, this team hits. They just do. Okay, everyone in the lineup gets things going, right? Trevor Larnach, Ryan Jeffers, Brooks Lee, Ty France. Everybody. Christian Vasquez had some huge hits over the weekend in Milwaukee as well. Harrison Bader's not playing poorly either. Royce Lewis is around, obviously, right? I mean, there are guys who you're not going... Well, Royce Lewis, I guess, has been an expected big-time player before, but, Larnach, Jeffers, Lee, France. I mean, those guys are batting 1 through 4 right now in Minnesota, and no one expected that. I mean, that lineup I just read off to you had 18 hits on Saturday and beat the Brewers 7-0. On top of that, I look at the pitching matchup tonight, and I really think it's one that favors Minnesota. I look at Chris Paddock. Okay, you look on paper, the 4.05 ERA, and I've done this before this season. We have faded games where especially Chris Paddock has started. Hell, again, I always look back to that one game this year where we had the White Sox plus 1.5. Well, the game that we had Chicago plus 1.5 for was when Chris Paddock started, and I believe, I'm sure that was one of the reasons why we picked Chicago. I was like, I don't think Chris Paddock's all that great. Well, he has turned things around recently. His last 2 starts, part of that big Twins winning streak, he's been excellent in those 2 games, right? Game against the Giants, 7 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It's a solo home run. And then his next start against the O's, 7 innings, 3 hits, 0 runs. Chris Paddock has been really good recently, so why not, and why couldn't he, and why won't he continue this momentum into a 3rd consecutive start? And look at Gavin Williams pitching today for Cleveland. I don't think he's a bad pitcher, but here's the thing about Gavin Williams. He's not going to go deep into a game. Likely you're getting 5 innings max out of Gavin Williams. Maybe 6, but normally it's going to be a 5-inning game out of Gavin Williams, and he's probably going to give up 2 to 3 to 4 runs in those 5 innings. A good start for him, again, is 5 innings, 1 run. I just don't see that. I see Minnesota at least scoring 2 runs off him. The way that team is swinging the bat right now, again, it doesn't matter at any point in the lineup. They're going to hurt you. 1 through 9 right now. That's just kind of how this Twins team feels. And honestly, again, Gavin Williams, a guy who's not going to go deep into a game. I know, again, the bullpen is probably going to be well rested, but hell, actually, no, I take that back because the first game of this doubleheader, it's going to be all bullpens, obviously, right? So I think both teams are going to be wanting to have length out their starter, and I think there's going to be more length in this game for Minnesota starter and Chris Paddock. And the thing about Gavin Williams is, right, he's a good pitcher, great strikeout stuff, but those big strikeout numbers don't take you deep into a game. And he still gives up runs. Like, right, he's kind of in the same boat as a guy like Gore. And Mackenzie Gore's much better than Gavin Williams, but hear me out here, right? Like, Gavin Williams, most of his outs are strikeouts. So to the point where if a ball's put in play, like, you know, there's a good chance it's getting down. Because, again, most of the contact Williams gives up is going to be hits. And, you know, obviously most of his outs come at the plate. So, I don't mind this at all. I think, again, Minnesota should be able to work this Gavin Williams pitch count up. And Chris Paddock's been phenomenal recently. And for me, again, I think this Minnesota lineup's much better than Cleveland right now. Again, the only saving grace for the guards is Steven Kwan and is Jose Ramirez. I'm willing to take the full all-around better team. I'm playing Minnesota in this spot. Again, gotta clarify, it's the second game of the doubleheader today. I'm going Minnesota Twins money line here at Target Field in Minneapolis, minus 115 for the Twins here in the Twin Cities. Let's move on now to our Nerfy of the day, and we go to Fenway Park. It's a good day when the New York Mets lose, and the New York Mets have been losing a lot recently, so that's hilarious. I'm happy. I'm happy that the Mets suck. I'd rather watch the Philadelphia Phillies win the division every single year than the New York Mets. Okay, I just would. And the Braves, too. I'd rather watch the Phillies over the Mets and Braves. Hate both of them. Anyways, I'm taking the Nerfy here in this spot. Guys, Garrett Crochet has been our no runs in the first inning GOAT all year long. That's just what he's been. Let's just be honest, right? It's just becoming a thing now, honestly. Almost every time we get a Garrett Crochet start, we are taking the Nerfy, and the same exact thing happens today. I believe Garrett Crochet is still the odds-on favorite to win the American League Cy Young. If he is not, he's definitely number 2, and Tarek Skubal is number 1 to go back-to-back. But I got to assume it is Crochet. Again, we say it all the time with Crochet. There's a reason Boston paid him all that money, right? The guy is amazing. He is excellent. He's one of the best pitchers, if not the best pitcher right now in the major leagues, okay? So when we get a spot like this with Garrett Crochet, we are taking it. We are absolutely taking any Nerfy we can get with the guy. ERA is 2 on the season. Last start against the Braves was excellent. His team lost, but Crochet goes 7 innings, 7 hits, only gives up 2 runs, 8 strikeouts. The strikeout numbers are always high with Crochet, and it's to the point where, like, we are never concerned about where anybody's at in the base paths against Crochet because we firmly believe that he is going to be able to strike out anybody at any point in the game, right? I've seen so many jams Crochet has been in the first inning this year where we've had the Nerfy for him, and he's found ways to get out of it. I'm more than confident with Garrett Crochet's ability to get 3 outs against the New York Mets. With all due respect, I don't think the Mets are very good right now. Yes, they're 9 games over 500. A lot is being made of the Juan Soto thing right now, just to the fact where I guess like Soto's lost his smile playing in New York or playing in Queens compared to the Bronx. I mean, we can quote Jimmy Butler. Like, I don't know if Juan Soto has found his joy playing the game of baseball. He's not hustling out the box. I don't know, man. Averages at 245, it is what it is. Like, is Soto going to be okay? Yes, he's going to be fine. He's going to be a perennial all-star for the rest of his career, I think. But, man, it's just, I don't know. I feel like everyone's getting this vibe, right? Like, Soto just doesn't look like he's happy to be in Queens. Again, the money's great, but the joy of baseball is gone now because there is no chase anymore. He got his money, right? There was a chase with the Nationals. The chase with the Nationals was to make your name, obviously, and win a World Series. He did that and potentially win an MVP. And sure, that is the only thing still eluding Soto as the most valuable player. But then in San Diego, right, it's the whole thing. All right, Nationals traded him. Didn't get the money he won from the Nats. Again, they offered him $450 million, but obviously he got a lot more, so good for him, right? But the chase with San Diego is, all right, I'm getting my contract, right? I need to play well. I need to show that I can do this in other spots in the MLB. And then with the Yankees, all right, it's an immediate World Series chase, right? You're playing in that small stadium, and we're going to win this season. Now in New York, it's like, all right, let's just be honest, or in Queens, guys, there is no chase to a World Series because the Mets are never winning a World Series with Juan Soto. Let's just be honest, they're not going to, and there's no chase anymore, right? You got your money, it is what it is. It's great. You're there for 15 more seasons. What? You're going to be there till you're 40, essentially. Cool. Like, I don't know. And I think the Nerfy here is fine. Like, Lindor scares me a little bit, and Pete Alonso does too. But ultimately, and Soto does not scare me lefty-lefty, I'm just going to be honest with you. But ultimately, I'm taking the overpowering left-handed starter in Garrett Crochet, who's one of the best southpaws, if not the best southpaw, in all of Major League Baseball. And then on the other side, okay, this is where it gets more tricky, is in the bottom half of the inning. But Tyler McGill's good, man. This is a good pitcher for New York. His last start wasn't very good. His last 3 starts haven't been very good. But we just need one inning out of you, okay? We need 1 inning out of you. Matchups, right? Duran, Devers, Bregman. I just need 1 inning, pal, okay? And like I've said before, and like we did yesterday, and we got out of a jam yesterday for our Nerfy, right? I mean, the White Sox had runners on first and second to start their game, and obviously they didn't bring anything in the first that we hit. But we are just going to need some luck here. It's baseball, man. What can I say? It's baseball. We're going to need Tyler McGill to clutch up and get us some outs. But I'm willing to play this again, and I've said this before with Nerfy. It's like, I'm willing to play this line for the sole purpose of saying, okay, well, we're going to get Garrett Crochet, who I think shut down in the top half of the first inning. So I'm okay risking it, and essentially, the way I see it, I'm getting minus 125 odds for Tyler McGill to go 1, 2, 3. Or at least get 3 outs before giving up a run. I'm going to take those odds, regardless, again, of the matchup he gets with, Duran, Devers, Bregman. I get those are great hitters. But I'm more than confident Crochet is going to, be shut down in the top half of the first. And I'm willing to play the line here for just Tyler McGill to get us outs for the Mets. So I'm willing to do this. Minus 125 here from Fenway Park. We just need the Nerfy here. 6 outs from Garrett Crochet and Tyler McGill between the Mets and the Boston Red Sox. We go on now to our Washington Nationals best bet of the day. And we're taking Nats plus 1.5. Okay. So Dylan Cruz is hurt. And this sucks. It really does. The guy finally figures it out. Okay, yesterday, I mean, this guy's playing with confidence now. He's hit home runs in back-to-back games. He hits a huge home run off of Spencer Strider yesterday in the second inning, a moonshot in left field, 400-plus feet. And then he gets injured later in his second at-bat. He eventually walked, but initially it was an oblique injury, but now I think they're saying it's just a side injury for Cruz. I'm hoping this isn't a long-term thing. I'm kind of hoping he avoids the IR stint. Now, Robert Hassel's coming up, so that means someone's going to have to go on the IR. Again, with all due respect, I hope it's Jacob Young. I love Jacob Young as a player. Again, I love him as great guy. I really like Jacob Young. But and here, I'll say this too with Jacob Young. Okay, his IR stint's going to get, retroactivated back a couple days. So we get Jacob Young quicker than we would Dylan Cruz, okay? And I'll be honest with you, Jacob Young will be back in a couple weeks regardless, so I hope it's his IR stint. If this Cruz injury is serious, he's going to be out for a month. So I'm really hoping Cruz is fine. So the Nats won, but at what cost, right? You lose your rookie who is leading all of rookies now in home runs. He finally feels like he's going to get going, but the Nats win 5-3, and I couldn't be happier. Kyle Finnegan slams the door shut. Take me to the pub. Kyle Finnegan's 15th save of the season. Nats scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first. This team's electric right now. Mitchell Parker was kind of shaky early, but he kept going, and he was pretty fine in that game, honestly. 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs. Nationals beat the Braves. We are only 5 games under. We've won 4 in a row. And ever since Nasim Nunez got the boys going, he's our new para shark. Nasim Nunez has got the boys playing great baseball, okay? So today, we're taking Nats plus 1.5. Okay, this is a very questionable play with Trevor Williams. I completely understand because Trevor Williams and his 86-mile-an-hour fastball, I do sell him short a little bit. He does throw the ball like 88-ish, sometimes 89 if he really, maxes out his velo. This is tricky, I'm not going to lie, because the Nats did not win the last Trevor Williams, AJ Smith-Shawver matchup. But I'm just going to be honest, guys, the Nats are playing much better baseball right now. They are playing confident baseball. They're playing, again, like Nasim Nunez was trying to get across. Let's play like we're a travel ball team, and let's have fun. We're pretty much a young core. Let's get excited doing this. I mean, this is a young core plus Nathaniel Lowe and Josh Bell, at least in the lineup. It just is. Actually, Call's no spring chicken either. But right, I mean, this is pretty much a young baseball team. And guys, there's some momentum building in the district right now. Why? Because RH3's up. Robert Hassel III. Oh man, the 4th piece from the Juan Soto trade to come up. So we've got Gore, Abrams, Wood, and now Robert Hassel III. Welcome in. We kind of always thought this was coming eventually, but I did worry at times. Robert Hassel, I believe, is the 11th ranked prospect in the Nationals organization right now, but he had a really good spring for this Nats team, to the point where there was discussion, at least amongst Nationals fans, if, okay, should Robert Hassel get a shot with the Nationals immediately? There was a discussion, at least in Nats Twitter I saw, it was either him or Alex Call. And I'm glad it was Call. But RH3 had a rough start to his AAA season, has bounced back since, batting .288, OPS 742, whatever, 4 home runs, 24 RBI. The most important thing, though, for Robert Hassel is that he's hitting the ball so hard. Yesterday, 3 hits for him in Rochester AAA's final AAA game for now, and all 3 of those hits had over 100 exit velos, okay? RH3's hitting the ball hard right now, and he's only 23 years of age, and people forget, initially in the Juan Soto trade, he was the prize out the prospects. We knew Abrams and Gore were going to immediately get slotted into the big league club, but Wood was kind of an unknown commodity at the time, and RH3 was a top 15 prospect in the sport. He's obviously fallen out the top 100, but now that doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't. You're here now. Let's go. RH3. I mean, we had RG3 in the district. We got RH3 now. Let's go, man. I'm pumped. I'm really pumped for Robert Hassel to finally make his way in. And we still have another prospect who's eventually going to be the closer for the Washington Nationals for years in Jarlin Susana and that Juan Soto trade. My goodness, we scammed the Padres. Thank you, Mike Rizzo. Mark Lerner, that's what actually happens when you let your GM work. Just saying. Anyways, I'm taking the Nats today. With all that hype around them guys now, RH3, again, you might want to laugh oh, Robert Hassel was never what we thought he was going to be. That, again, what I'm saying really, that doesn't matter anymore. It's all about the opportunity he's been gifted now. He's going to start today, regardless if it's Cruz or Young on the IR or the IL. RH3's playing today. He's going to, because even if Cruz is going to be fine, he's just day-to-day, they're going to play Hassel right now, because Cruz will not play right away, and I still think JY is a couple days away as well. So it's Nassim's just going to go to the bench, and RH3 is going to start. I'm fine with that. Robert Hassel immediately, welcome into center field, pal. Right? Woods in left, Calls in right. Sign me up. I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for a Robert Hassel appearance today. Yeah, does AJ Smith-Shawver kind of scare me a little bit? Kind of. The Nats are playing with momentum. I don't care. Trevor Williams, pal. Dinosaur, I just need you to give us 5 innings, bro. But, please, Trevor Williams, do what you did last year against Texas. That's, my favorite Trevor Williams start ever, okay? Do what you did for the first 8 starts you had last year before your injury. Just once. Just once. Sikora's coming soon. Please, Trevor Williams. Nats plus 1.5 at minus 115. I had to do it. I had to do it with the momentum they're building right now. Let's go Nats. And this is the reason why I'm not going with a player prop today. Guys, I can't pass up on Diamondbacks money line. I'm just going to be honest with you. I can't pass up on it. I can't. This just feels too good to be true, which I do feel like I'm falling into a trap here, but I don't think I am. Plus 120 Diamondbacks money line. Yeah, I'm going to take this. Corbin Burns and Dustin May are pitching. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so the Dodgers had their dream matchup last night, right? You get Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the bump. Done. This guy right now is, for now, pitching like the Cy Young in the National League. I still think that's probably going to be Paul Skeens, but anyways, right? You get your best guy on the bump, and you barely get by the Diamondbacks, right? You barely get by them. You're up 1-0 the entire game. Gabby Moreno, it's a home run in the 9th. The D-backs tie it. They score 2 in the top half of the 10th, and the Dodgers score 3 in the bottom half of the 10th. Again, Diamondbacks bullpen strikes again. Oh no, whatever. Yeah, tonight's different though. Corbin Burns is pitching. Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. Corbin Burns, after his kind of rough start to the year, has been really good in his last 2 starts. And oh, what happened 2 starts ago? He went 7 shutout innings against the Dodgers. And then after that, against the White Sox, been 6 shutout innings against the South Side. Yeah, Corbin Burns is good at pitching. He is. And we know what this D-backs lineup can do. And Dustin May, I'm not going to say Dustin May's been bad. He hasn't been great at the same time. Dustin May has been roughed up a little bit. I mean, just look at his last 5 starts. He's given up big runs in every single start except for that Arizona start, in a game in which his team still lost. And oh, by the way, it was the same pitching matchup we got today. It's the same thing I mentioned earlier in the week with Brandon Pfaadt and Landon Knack. It's I've seen this before, And the Diamondbacks won. I don't care the game's in Los Angeles this time around. The Dodgers are not playing good baseball right now. And Dustin May, well, the Dodgers have lost 4 out of the last 5 starts that Dustin May's been on the bump for. Look at the Chicago game. 5 innings pitched, 10 hits, 7 runs. Marlins, I mean, it's Miami. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 3 runs. Atlanta, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 4 runs. Arizona start his best. Team still lost, though, gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. Angels start 5 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs. Yeah, that's not going to cut it, pal. It's just not going to cut it. Against the answer backs. Now, again, the Diamondbacks bullpen is going to be what kills them eventually. I'm just going to be honest. Like, that's the reason the Diamondbacks are not going to get to the next level. It just is. They cannot hold leads. That's been a thing all year long. Hell, again, that was apparent when they played Chicago in that absolute barn burner. They scored 10 runs in 1 inning late in the game. In the 8th, we had D-backs money line that game, and they still lost at Wrigley Field. So again, that sums up what the Diamondbacks are, okay? But in a spot like this, yeah, the lead's going to be too insurmountable. Corbin Burnes is going to go 7 shutout innings, I think. He's got a 13-inning shutout streak right now. That's going to continue. And Dustin May's going to get roughed up. Dustin May's going to give up 4 to 5 runs. I don't think this game's all that competitive. I think the D-backs, who have always played well against the Dodgers, at least of late, hell, since they beat them in the NLDS 2 years ago, the Diamondbacks own the Dodgers in Los Angeles. They just do, okay? The Dodgers don't scare me right now. Ohtani's going to continue to hit his meaningless home runs in the 9th inning or in the 7th inning when they're down 7-2. That's great. And then the MLB social media pages will post it 20,000 times. Who cares? They're going to do their stupid celebration. I don't care. I like what the D-backs have. Corbin Carroll's been great. Ketel Marte's great. Josh Naylor's amazing. Pavin Smith's been really good. Perdomo's awesome. Alec Thomas is great. I mean, what is there not to like about Arizona right now from a hitting perspective? The bullpen's whatever. And it's a mixed bag of what you're going to get in the starting rotation. But tonight, we literally get their ace. So what is there not to like tonight? I'm serious. What is there not to like? The Diamondbacks own the Dodgers. The pitching should be on lock today. Again, the bullpen is what it is. Let's just hope Corbin Burnes gets us a good enough lead, and the bats get us a good enough lead. And Dustin May's pitching for Los Angeles. And on top of that, we just saw this game 2 weeks ago, and the Diamondbacks won it in Arizona. I don't think anything changes. I'm taking D-backs money line today. Again, this is the sole reason I'm not going to the player prop today. I know we hit our player prop yesterday and the day before too with Taylor Ward. We've been on fire with the player props. So that just shows I really like this play a lot because I had to go 3 money lines today just because I think Arizona is going to win the game, right? Tomorrow, again, we'll be back with the player prop and whatnot. I just had to shy away from it today because I saw Arizona money line at plus money. Originally, this was going to be the one I was going to leave out. I was just going to take Minnesota, and then early in the day with Detroit, I got to jump on Diamondbacks money line, though. Give me the Snakes to close out the night, 7 p.m. Give me Arizona to go to Los Angeles and beat the Dodgers. So folks, thank you all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for May 21st. If you haven't yet though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to comment. If you did disagree with any of the picks, folks, thank you all for watching, and Mamba forever.